Today we're going to go over a hip strengthening routine that consists of 8 different exercises. You can do all of these in order along with me, or you can string them together to make a workout that suits you. Our first exercise is going to be bridges on an unstable surface. Now here I used a Bosu ball turned upside down. You can also use a piece of foam in your house. If all of that is a little too challenging for you, you can bring your legs down and put them on yoga blocks. And if that is still too challenging, you can bring your legs down just onto the floor and do regular bridges. Make sure you're coming up with your hips, you're not arching in your low back. You should just be feeling this in your glutes. Make sure you keep breathing throughout this exercise. And again, we're looking for about 20 reps doing bridges with both legs. Our next exercise is going to be single leg bridges on the block. Now once these get too easy, you can actually do single leg bridges on the Bosu ball. But we're going to shoot for about 10 on each side. And again, if these are too difficult, you can move your leg down to the floor. Try to put your hip that's not pressing up into a little bit of flexion to really target your glutes coming up. If that pinches your groin at all, you can bring that back a little bit so it's not in so much hip flexion. The next exercise is going to be a crab walk with a resistance band. Prefer for you to have it around your feet, but if that doesn't work for you, you can also put it around your ankles. We're really trying to keep our feet nice and straight here, not allowing it to rotate out. Our next exercise are going to be side step ups. I'm using a 20-inch box height. You can start a little bit lower. Here we're looking to really take a nice side step. Don't step from the back, step from the side, and really try to keep your pelvis nice and balanced when you come up, nice and stable. Slow is very good here. You want really good form. You want to make sure the knee is not turning in at all. You should feel nice and stable. If you don't feel stable, make sure you bring down the height of the box until you do. So for here, again, we're shooting to do about 10 reps on each side, feeling nice and stable. And the higher the box is and the wider our leg is, the harder the exercise will be. Our next exercise is going to be single leg lower downs. This height doesn't matter too much because you're only going to be lowering your leg about 4 or 5 inches. Again, you want to start at the top of the box, be nice and stable, and then slowly lower your leg down with control to about 45 degrees. Come on back. Make sure your pelvis stays stable and doesn't dip down. And again, really make sure that knee doesn't come in too much. Do the other side. As you get better at these, you'll be able to come lower down a little bit more and get your leg almost to 90 degrees. Again, slow is good with these exercises. Nice and controlled movement, using your core, and always not forgetting about your breath. The next exercise we're going to do are for your hip stabilizers. You can use a foam roller, and you're going to set your knee to about 90 degrees at the bottom of the foam roller. I want you to put your hand right on your hip, and I want you to slowly turn your ankle up, and you should feel muscles in your hip moving. And then you're going to lower back down towards the floor, just hovering right over it, not tapping it down. Again, nice, slow, and controlled. You should feel this in your hip. You shouldn't be rotating your upper body at all. You shouldn't be rotating your pelvis back and forth at all. Since these are stabilizer muscles, we're shooting to do more reps of this exercise, so you should look to do about 20. And again, making sure when you bring your leg back down, it's nice, slow, and controlled in the descent. And make sure that you do both sides. If you don't have a foam roller at home, you can use a pillow stacked under the knee or a ball. You can find anything in your house that can help you do these exercises at home. These exercises might seem a little boring, but these are really, really important for those stabilizers of your hip. So please make sure that you try to do about 20 reps on each side, going nice and slow, and really focusing on strengthening these smaller muscles in our hip that don't get enough attention. The next exercise we're going to do are these bridge leg whips. You're going to come up into a nice bridge, low back is not arched, and you're going to bring your top leg out to the side without turning your pelvis, so your pelvis stays straight up facing the ceiling. So try to shoot for about 12 to 2 o'clock with your leg up in the air. And again, the further your leg is from your body, the harder it's going to be. So you can start with your leg straight up in the air at 90 degrees if this is a little bit too challenging for you. As you get better at these, you'll be able to bring your leg out, forward, and you'll be able to come out to the side a little bit more. This should not cause any pulling or pinching in the hip. If it does, try to modify the angle. Our last exercise we're going to finish with, now that we got the hips all fired up, are these hip flexion holds in sitting. If you start to feel your back arching backwards, make sure you sit up against a wall and do these. You're going to bring your leg up nice and slow and hold. Do that 5 times each side. Feeling this in your entire leg, but also your hip flexor. Keeping your core nice and tight. The legs will be shaking after the end of this workout. And that's our hip strengthening workout for the day. You can repeat this entire workout 2 times for an awesome hip workout in just under 15 minutes.